Welcome back to Brashenomics. I'm Ben Brashen, and Paul Kocharhook joins us. Now, Paul, we were just kind of talking about the inspection process and things that go wrong. And, you with Pathway Design and Construction not only really help people fix their houses, but you help them fix them right, and you help them with a lot of the green areas. I mean, as an American Lung Association Master Home Environmentalist volunteer, and, really focusing on that environmentally friendly buildings.
Right.
How are you, man?
I'm great.
Good.
Happy to be here.
You're ready for summer, too.
I am.
Shorts, sandals, golf shirt.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, 6 minutes, T-minus 5.5 minutes. Well, Paul, let's get into this because, when people have issues with their houses, they got to fix them. But it's not just the issues. You guys work with a lot of people who just want to make their house more theirs, better, nicer, whatever it may be. Talk a little bit about the process. I mean, from start to finish, what people need to start thinking about.
Yeah, a good example might be, say, a homeowner would call me and say, I want to do a kitchen remodel or an addition on my house. One of the first questions I'm going to ask them is, do you have any plans drawn up? Because I can't really help anybody if I don't know exactly what needs to be done. I can get a rough idea, but ideally, you want to have a set of plans moving in so that we actually know what we're building and the homeowner knows what we're going to be building for them. So that's the idea, I guess, with the design build part of.
So design build is kind of that's the phrase, the industry lingo.
Yeah, exactly. And really what it means, I guess, is we are creating a team together. So ourselves, the homeowner, and the architect, whether that be the in-house architect. We don't do a whole lot of in-house architectural anymore, but we do work with, I have like a stable, I guess, for lack of a better word, of architects that we like to work with.
Did you keep them in the barn?
I do.
So you got a handful of people you work with.
Yeah, because I think each homeowner is a little bit different in what they want to get out of their project, maybe, and so I can kind of pull from the different architects and kind of see if their personalities will mesh.
Well,
together.
It's kind of what I was talking about at the very beginning too. I mean, you go through this process now. Buying real estate, you're in somebody's car. With in mortgage, you're literally opening up your entire financial life. With you, you're kind of moving in for a month or two. I mean, they really got to like you.
Yeah, I mean, we're basically in their underwear drawer. In some cases, I mean, we're helping move furniture, and we're there. We're there when they wake up. We're sometimes there when they're trying to go to sleep at night. So it's got to work, and it's got to work on both ways. And really, the design build process allows us to work through that with the homeowner to where, you spend maybe a couple months up front with them and going through the design process and getting to know each other. So that allows us as the contractor to really kind of screen the homeowner as well. Do they pay their bills? Is the end result of the project a project that I really would enjoy doing, or is it something that our company does well?
So it kind of allows you to set an expectation for them. They can get an expectation of you, and I guess you can divorce before it even starts if it doesn't seem to be going well.
That's right. Yeah, the idea going in whenever we do a design build project with the homeowner is that our intent is always to build the project at the end. But if it's not a good fit for one or both of the parties, there's no reason to move forward.
Is that one of the reasons you kind of incorporated the design part and not taking it, and kind of making it a one-stop, one-size-fits-all type joint?
It is. We did a project probably about 4 years ago for a homeowner who had done a project, designed a project with a homeowner or with an architect they wanted to expand their family, and they needed another bedroom and another bathroom. But in order to do that, they needed a set of plans. So they went to an architect who went and designed a project, and then they got an interior decorator involved. And so they created this beautiful project, but then they put it out to bid for another contractor to look at it. And when he came back, it was double the budget that the homeowner had wanted to spend. And at that point, the project's killed. And because there's nothing you can do at that point to say, oh my God, it's...
not a double, done? Right? It's tough to just scale things back to get to half the price.
Yeah. So what we ended up doing is going in and meeting with them, really finding out exactly what it is that they needed. We found out that they didn't need an addition on the second story of the house. They had a basement that was completely unfinished. So now we're building within the footprint of the home and and giving them what they need as opposed to maybe some wants that were brought along the way. That's sometimes what happens is without somebody really directing as far as costs and giving their input, saying, that's going to add another $50,000 to the project. We better look at something else. Or do you have the money to do that?
Sounds almost like you're buying a new car, right? And it's like, well, hey, would you like this option? Would you like this option? Of course, everybody wants all the fanciness. The next thing you know, the car you went in for that was $30,000 is now $45,000, and you're wondering why you're still looking at a Hyundai and not a Mercedes.
Yeah, and you don't want to get too far into the project before you do that.
Right.
You could spend 2 or 3 months designing a project. It would be nice to have that information up front before you get too far along and have all these hopes and dreams and get really excited.
So that's got to be one of the biggest advantages then. I mean, is you have somebody who understands not just the design, but what that design is going to cost, the look and feel, and then has an appreciation for your budget.
Yeah, I think the team aspect is huge. I think that's the biggest advantage to it, is really getting to understand each other and moving forward.
And so do you think that is the biggest advantage? I mean, is that budget concept, or is it just the team concept? I mean, what?
I think that it is. I think it really is getting to know each other. I mean, for us, that's huge because the stars need to really align. We want projects that we're going to feel good about at the end of the day and not have, homeowner who's angry, or because they're the ones who are going to refer us. And if we do a good job throughout the entire project, then they're going to continue to.
What are some of the big disadvantages?
Well, I think they're presumed disadvantages. I don't know that I don't really feel like there's disadvantages to this system, but I think one of the presumed disadvantages would be that, well, I'm not really able to talk directly to the architect. So as far as we structure ours, is we're kind of the point man, and then we feed the information to the different parties, whether it be the engineer, the architect, or the homeowner, in order to get the information out to everybody so that everybody understands. Because we've had situations where we've come into projects and there's 2 different communications going on. The architect's getting one idea from the homeowner, we're getting a different idea, and really we're going in 2 different directions. So
yeah, well, I mean, I would think it's like you said at the beginning with the budget, it's easy to say to the architect, oh yeah, of course we want that high ceiling with the exposed beam. I don't know what costs more money, but of course we want all these things.
Yep.
And then you come back and you think, oh, guess what? That's a lot more money.
Right. And the idea behind this too is to really design the project before you start and have it done, because that results in a lot less change orders, which results in more comfort for the homeowner, knowing that if
it's easier to change a sketch than it is to take the ceiling down and rebuild it.
Right. And who wants to have a big change order? Like we were talking earlier, it's like you open up a wall and, oh, there's a $5,000 change order. It's trying to get those things out of the way and let them hopefully be homeowner driven as opposed to job driven. But
it seems like it would make a lot of sense.
I think it does.
Yeah, we're here with Paul Kocharhook, owner of Pathway Design and Construction. Paul, so let's say somebody's gone through a design process and, with an architect, but maybe no contractor, or they've divvied these 2 jobs up. What's the best way for them to proceed?
So really get in touch with the contractor who understands and really to understand now moving forward with this, that the contractor's kind of coming in on the back end. So there's still going to be a lot of questions that need to be answered because they're not going to be privy to conversations and reasons why the job was designed the way that it was. So it still might be a long process moving forward. The design build process hopefully shrinks the schedule, but knowing that there might still be another 3 months worth of work ahead of them before they can actually start the project.
Well, you make a great point in that the person isn't privy to the conversations you've had, because a lot of those conversations, I mean, that's kind of where the guts of, the I don't know, you think about like an iceberg, like you see the plans, but there's so much reasoning to the plan that if you don't know, you don't live inside other people's heads. So you don't always know the reasons behind it.
Yeah. And I think each homeowner, with us being a green contractor and trying to work some of the, maybe there was a reason why they didn't want to do something to their furnace or, go with a different type of insulation. It would be nice to know those things ahead of time as to reasons why maybe they chose something over another product.
And I would think also if something is, if a project gets more expensive and you start saying, well, what about this? What about this? But they've already discussed all the reasons they don't want, say, the different insulation or different types of hardwoods or whatever it may be, then it just wastes time.
Yep. And the homeowner starts getting frustrated. And it's frustrating for us as the contractor as well.
Do you feel that when people start down the project and they've made the design and then they've built it out and they're done, do people end up feeling, pretty more connected to the home when it's something they've put their kind of heart and soul into?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's rewarding. For me personally, I think it's rewarding. And I know that a lot of our clients feel the same way, that because with a lot of our clients, they have very tight budgets. So how do we work within?
It doesn't everybody, right?
But there's ways that they can do things on the project to add to it. So maybe it's just doing the painting, or maybe it's doing, some sort of, decorative backsplash or something on their own and having us do
the big stuff.
Yeah.
So they're not laying the granite on the kitchen counter.
That's right, and it's unlevel, or however.
Yeah. Now the water's rolling off the counter now it's just a big mess.
Oh, that's right.
Paul, we have to go to break. Thanks so much for joining us. Hey, guess what? It's summer.
All right.
It's 4:35. We've been told it starts at 4:30. It must be summer. We're declaring it right now. Paul, thanks so much for joining us again. Paul Kocharhook with Pathway Design and Construction. When we come back, Eric Robinson will join us for the first time. We'll be right back after this break. You're listening to Brashenomics.